Alright, guys, so this month I watched a lot of peak shit. This is probably one of the biggest months I've had for like Letterboxd of all time. I watched so many fucking movies and different shows. I kind of want to talk about that in this video. So, this is everything I watched in the month of February. So, I kicked off February with Limitless. Came out 2011, starring Bradley Cooper. And honestly, I saw this movie because I kept seeing so many fucking edits on like TikTok and Instagram of like scenes from this movie, and it just looked like a vibe. I was like, like I want to check this shit out, and honestly, I was not disappointed. There's a lot of movies that I've seen like on TikTok and shit, like just clips of it will go viral, and it kind of makes you want to watch it. And there's a movie later on in this list that made me watch it. Like TikTok made me watch this movie, and it was ass, but like this is not one of them. Limitless still holds up to this day. Just a fun story. You have a guy who like basically kind of like just like going through the motions in his life. He doesn't really have anything going for him. All of a sudden, he meets this guy in this restaurant. He introduces him to this crazy pill that just literally just makes him like see the world differently. His whole world turns more colorful, and he's able to just his mind's able to just do way more things than he normally could. And the whole movie's kind of like him like using this power, I guess, that he gets from this pill, and he kind of like just opens up so many doors for his life. And you kind of see how like some of the pill kind of has its positive effects, but also have the negative effects on it also. And I just think like the overall, like, this is a fun movie, man. I have nothing bad to say about it. Is this like a special movie? It's like a 90%, like, no, but I still think it's fun to watch. And Robert De Niro comes out a little bit in this movie. It's a shame. I kind of want to see him more a little bit. I mean, he is a legend, for God's sake. You got to put him in there more. But I would honestly give Limitless like an 84%. I think it was just a good movie. I definitely felt like it was fun, and for the most part, I'm not disappointed by it in any means. I feel like Bradley Cooper, like I said, he did a great job, and just I think a lot of the edits from this movie are definitely just hilarious. You guys have to check them out on TikTok, bro, because sometimes they be like, I saw this TikToks of this shit, and I was like, bro, like, this is making me want to see it. And it's just some fun movie. For a movie that came out 2011, it still holds up. A lot of the action sequences are great. It's just like a fun movie, man. I just highly recommend you guys check it out. It is a great one. Next up, we have 2024's Alien Romulus, man. Now, I've seen the original Alien. I have the video on it. So I already kind of had an idea with this. I didn't know that was a sequel to Alien technically. So whenever I found that out, I was super excited about it. So this is a movie that like I've been kind of just wanting to see for a minute. So when I finally got around to watching it this month, I was honestly just fucking blown away. Kaylee fucking Spaney, man. Like, wow. Like, this, all the cast, for a matter of fact, this movie was just fucking amazing. I want to do a separate video on this fucking movie, bro, just because the action sequences, there was so much suspense where I literally was on the edge of my fucking seat. Like, I felt tense watching this, bro. There's a scene in this movie where they have to go through a room, bro, and let's just say that they basically have to make zero fucking noise, and they basically have to like just not be seen, basically. It's super just fucking intense, bro. Like, when we talk about like great directors, man, like the guy that directed this movie was so fucking great, bro. Like, he really just understands Jarno Feed Alvarez, bro. Like, this guy's like just so fucking just, he put on a masterclass, man. And he's done other great horror movies, but like for Alien Romulus, bro, like, the original, it will always be the best Alien, honestly. But I think this is really like just such a great fucking movie. This made me want to see like all the other movies in this Alien universe, So the suspense, we get the drama, like I said, just towards the third act, it just really gets intense. And I was so invested into the story and the characters, man. Like, it really just like had me hooked, just from the jump. Like, this movie does not waste any time, and I honestly just truly appreciate it for that. Like, this is one of the best movies I've ever seen, just not just sci-fi, but like horror as well. Just, it was so well done, man. Like I said, I want to do a separate video on this one, but just Alien Romulus, man, this is a 90%, guys. This is fucking peak. Like, I really had fun with this movie. And then when I watched this movie was The Longest Yard. Just, just a fun little comedy classic, nothing to take too serious. A lot of the jokes, obviously, there was a different time back then, but I just feel like, Adam Sandler, man, like, he's so great. He's such a great actor. I feel like just, comedy is really like his home, like, he really just knows how to do these movies. And this is such just like a fun movie, man. Just, the cast for this movie is also insane. You just have so many dudes that are just order-forming the entire movie, And I feel like just for a comedy movie, just, I love football as well, so I just feel like just seeing it for the first time was kind of dumb, and I feel like just like a dumb movie, bro. I have nothing bad to say about it. Like I said, this film knows what it's trying to be, and it does it well, And I feel like just there's a lot of memorable moments and just funny moments and characters and stuff like that. Stone Cold's in it, even though he's fucking racist in this movie. But yeah, I mean, the great Khali's in this, fucking Goldberg, Michael Irvin, bro, 88, bro. Like, dude, like, there's so many people in this movie. Like, it's insane. Like, the cast for this movie is wild. You got a bunch of like alpha male dudes, bro, in this movie. It's so funny, man. Like, it still holds up to this day. I feel like Adam Sandler obviously is great. You kind of have like the whole purpose why he kind of coaches the team and stuff is pretty just. It had a fun plot, bro. I feel like, you know what, like, I feel like in the 2000s in particular, like this was like the peak for like comedy movies, man. Like, yeah, movies like The Longest Yard, and I feel like it's not on the comedy level like it's Step Bros or like Tagalia Nights or anything like that. But I still feel like it's one of the better comedy movies from like the 2000s, man. And like I said back then, you know, they really made peak comedy movies back then, bro. It was back when they were like really good, you know. So I'm gonna give The Longest Yard just like a 70%, man. Like straight up, like passes for me, man. It's a fun movie, you know. And I honestly like I enjoyed it, you know. And I feel like just so many like just stupid moments, man. I just feel like it's just like a fun movie, man, you know. I think one of my favorite moments by far is really like just the football scene itself at the game, just all the whole movie. It's kind of just building up to like this game, right? And when the game actually happens, it's so intense. Cause kind of have like they basically had to tell Adam Sandler, like, yo, you gotta like throw this game, like you can't let these guys win. And you see him like trying to throw the game in the second half, but then once he kind of realized that like he wants to win it for his team, and the kind of some other guy tells him like, yo, like it was worth it, man. It was worth punching that dude in the face, even though I'm still in jail. Like, you know, it's worth getting that get back. And then he kind of realized like, you know what, like fuck this shit, we gonna win this fucking game, man. Like it's just like a fun, like uplifting kind of like movie, I guess, you know. Chris Rock fucking dies in it, like towards the end. It kind of threw me off guard. I was like, what, like, but you know, like I said, man, I'll have nothing else to say, bro. Check out The Longest Yard. So it's a funny movie. Next up, we have Knight of Cups, man. Wow. I have another video on this, and honestly, there's not really a lot I can say about this movie because I don't really understand this movie. And like I said, I'm gonna go further into it in another video, but just for now, I feel like this is another movie that TikTok made me watch, and I will say that a lot of the shots in this movie are pretty good. But this movie, guys, is basically Christian Bale aura farming for like 2 hours, and that's pretty much it, bro. Like it's kind of just like a shame that like this movie had like a decent cast, and like they just don't really do anything with that. I mean, this movie is just such a weird movie to watch, and maybe I'm not super like film savvy. I don't understand it yet. I don't fucking know. I wanted to like this fucking movie, but I've been so shocked that I got through this. I thought about turning it off. I was like, you know what, like let me just have to write it out and see how it plays out. And honestly, man, like it did not get any better. Like the whole movie is just like Christian Bale walking around LA, and it's like, yeah, like the narrators are like whispering, and like you don't really even hear like Christian Bale talk really. Like it's just like weird, bro. It's such a weird fucking movie, man. And I feel like for a movie that has like Natalie Portman in it, Antonio Banderas, I mean, and Christian Bale, bro. I mean, what the fuck, man? Apparently this director's like this. Apparently like he makes these movies like this, and like if you don't really like, oh, it's like his style, I guess. But I don't know, man. Like I feel like Terrence Malick, dude, like I don't know like what he was trying to do with this one. Like I said, this channel's not meant to shit on directors or people that make movies or anything like that. But I honestly feel like I truly just feel like for the average film viewer, like they are not going to understand this at all. Like there's no like, you know, the structure that most movies follow. You know, it just does not go for that, and it's confusing because of that also. But it just doesn't make sense, man. Like Knight of Cups, like man, like what the fuck did I watch, bro? I just, you know, shout out to Christian Bale though. You know, he's one of my favorite actors. But I mean, this is the lowest rated movie. I'm giving Knight of Cups a 50%. That's worse than The Purge, and I was saying it in one of my first videos I uploaded, like that was one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen. But this is bad, bro. This is, at least The Purge, bro, like was somewhat like watchable. Like this is just not, bro. Like I'm sorry, like I said, maybe I'm not a fucking film connoisseur or enthusiast. Maybe I don't have the acquired taste for it. I don't fucking know. If you do, I really respect it, and I want to know why, because I don't have it. Next up, we have another comedy movie, Ted. I never seen this movie, so seeing it for the first time, it was just hilarious, man. This is like one of those really just fun comedy movies. I feel like the whole premise, you kind of have like this kid who like grew up with this toy bear that can talk, and it's been basically his best friend his whole life, and they go on these adventures like him and Ted, and like his girlfriend gets involved in it. It's just like a fun movie, man. There's some funny cameos in this movie also, and I feel like just overall, I love Seth MacFarlane. I love Family Guy. I love all the work that he does. He's fucking awesome. And I feel like he did such a good job with this first Ted, man. Like I really feel like if you're somebody that loves Seth MacFarlane's work and shit, like you're really gonna love this fucking movie, obviously. I think Ted himself is so fucking hilarious. I think everybody needs a Ted in their life, bro. Like I really think that like we all should have a fucking bear that's just our best friend. Cause like this dude, bro, was like all the highs and lows, man. Just the chemistry that Mark Wahlberg has with Ted, it's so fucking just hilarious and so fun to watch, man. I feel like the story even kind of gets emotional at some points, bro. Like not gonna lie, I was like, damn, like at the end of the day, it's like this dude just talking to a little toy bear, but like I feel like just all the character building that they do in this movie, just the arcs that like both Ted and John they go through in this movie. I feel like it's so just fun to watch, man. And You also have Lori, who's a girlfriend. Like Mila Kunis in this movie is super fun as well. Like she's so great in this. It's just like a fun movie, man. And I really enjoyed fucking Ted. You know, just super great, man. It's nostalgic seeing it. You know, even though I've never seen it for the first time, just I remember like being a little kid and like people were like, I remember seeing the posters movie everywhere as a little kid. I remember like I wasn't allowed to watch it back then just because of the language and shit like that. But you know, Seth MacFarlane, man, like I remember like being a little ass kid, bro, like Cartoon Network, like when it would get late at night, dude, I'm talking about like me and my cousins do with like sometimes little sleepovers we would have and shit, like we would stay up real late and like you would just see like the Adult Swim kind of shit like pop up, then you would see Family Guy, bro. I remember it was like I feel like, well, like I feel like I shouldn't be watching this, man. Like it was just like so crazy to me, and I feel like since then I've always just laughed at it. It's been so funny. So I'm a huge Seth MacFarlane fan, and I really respect what he did with this movie, man. You know, Ted, I'm gonna give Ted like an 87%, dude. Like super high up for me. I just feel like I really resonated with this movie. It really connected with me. I guess I really had fun with it, so it's gonna get a high score, bro. Like Ted was fucking awesome. Next up, we have a 2026 release, Send Help, bro. And this is a movie that like I had no idea about. All I knew was that Sam Raimi was directing it, and I was like, fuck yeah, like sign me up for this shit, bro. And just right off the bat, you know, I had no idea what it was about, but it's basically about like this girl that like works with this guy. You end up going on this, she's like a business, working in this business company, whatever, right? You end up going on some business trip that goes wrong, you get in a plane crash, everybody dies. Next thing you know, these are the only two people stuck on this island. You kind of like go throughout this whole venture of like them trying to like survive, you know. I feel like just this definitely has more like comedy like aspects and horror, but definitely the horror elements. There's definitely some like bloody parts, bro. There's a scene with like a fucking like a wild pig dude that's like just kind of wild, low key. It is kind of like mild spoilers for Send Help. If you haven't seen Send Help, like I don't know if it's even still at theaters at this point, but still is. I think it's a fun movie. You guys should check it out. But anyways, you know, I feel like there's that pig scene where the pig attacks her, and I feel like my only complaint about this movie is just like I think that the pig was like super like had that super CGI look, dude. I just feel like it kind of took me out of the moment. And if it's someone coming from Sam Raimi, like I thought like maybe he would kind of try to go more practical with it. I don't know, maybe I'm not. I don't know, you know, maybe I just be talking shit at this point. I don't know, but I feel like that pig scene like definitely kind of looked weird. It looked funny to me, but honestly, I think some of the performances are really fucking great, man. Like Rachel McAdams, you know, she's fucking just she looked fucking ugly in this movie, bro. For Rachel McAdams to look ugly, it was kind of wild. Like she looked disgusting. Especially like the first like early on in this movie, like she literally looks like gross, bro. Like she was like chopped as fuck. And, you know, Dylan O'Brien, man, like this guy did fuck. He was really like one of the. I really enjoyed Dylan O'Brien's performance in this one, man. He did fucking great, man. He played like that asshole like boss character like super fucking well, dude. Like, and I feel like overall, like I feel like just for even for a casual viewer, like they're gonna find this movie really fun. And I feel like Send Help, bro, is like a great fucking movie. I think everybody should check it out. If you like horror, if you like comedy, it's a little bit graphic at some points, but it's not nothing too crazy, you know. But I'm gonna give Send Help like a 77%. Definitely a good score. I highly recommend it, you know. I think it's just cool to see Sam Raimi like directing different shit. So yeah, that's a lot to say about it, man. Next up, we have 2016's 10 Cloverfield Lane, bro. Wow. This is another movie that I'd had like on my watch list for a minute, and I finally got around to seeing it, and I was not disappointed, man. I thought this movie was fucking awesome. Just right off the bat, bro, like I really feel like John Goodman, dude, as Howard is one of the most like one of the best performances I've ever seen, man. Like this guy is so like convincing. When you see him on screen, bro, he has this weird aura where it's like you don't want to fuck with this guy, bro. Like this guy's seen shit, he's been through shit. He's fucking crazy, bro. And you get that vibe right away when you fucking first see him, dude. And I feel like just Michelle's character, like Mary Elizabeth Winstead, just she played it so well, man. I really like loved her fucking performance in this movie. And just it's kind of crazy how like the way that like Howard gets so obsessed with like just being in this fucking bunker, and he feel like he's prepared for this moment his whole life, really. And like once you kind of like go deeper to the movie, you start seeing the parallels of like, you know, how kind of like he doesn't have his family, kind of like he's trying to look for a family within like fucking Michelle and Emmett, right? And you know, there's a little bit of spoiler warnings from here on out for 10 Clover Lane, but whenever Howard just shoots Emmett in the fucking face, dude, like that was like caught me off guard completely. I was like, what the fuck, dude? And I was watching so many videos trying to break this shit down. Apparently it's like Howard like is trying to like, she kind of like wants like that daughter figure in his life. Feels like Michelle's like that daughter figure to him, if that makes sense. And that's why he's always trying to like take care of her and help her and shit, even though he's like fucking crazy at the same time. Like it is so disturbing. For the whole movie, I kind of felt like, wait, what if this guy just like lying, bro? Like, what if like these people go outside and like nothing's actually happening? Like, what if he's just like this crazy ass bastard that's like just keeping these people to himself, dude? And just the whole movie, dude, you feel on fucking edge, man. You know, I feel like I said, Howard's character in this movie is so psychotic, but it is one of the best performances I've ever seen. And it's not even sci-fi thriller, just in general, bro. Like, this guy fucking knocked it out the park, man. And once you see Kyle Michelle's character escape the fucking bunker and now there's like aliens in the sky and shit, dude, like that last like 15-20 minutes is fucking great, man. And I feel like, you know what, apparently this is like part of like a series, I guess. I haven't seen the other movies, but for 10 Cloverfield Lane, bro, I'm giving this movie like an 88%. It was super well done, so well directed, the tension was great, and I feel like this is a movie that holds up, bro. It fucking holds up. It's been almost like 10 years since it came out and it's still fucking peak, man. And Bradley Cooper is like a little cameo in this movie. You could barely hear him over the phone, but I thought that was so funny how like he's just in this fucking movie apparently. It's so wild. But 10 Cloverfield Lane, bro, it's absolute fucking peak, man. Next up, we have Enemy, 2014, Jake Gyllenhaal, the same director that did fucking Prisoners. Jesus Christ, man. When I say that I was blindsided by this movie, I fucking was, bro. Just right off the bat, guys, the symbolism in this movie is so fucking deep. And I'm just gonna say straight up, I fucking hate spiders, bro. That's what I saw in my Letterboxd review. I fucking hate spiders, man. And I went to this movie so blind. I was like, you know, it's not even that long. Let's just watch it, dude. And like, I was so fucking disturbed, bro. I fucking don't like spiders, guys, okay? And I feel like that's something that freaked me out. And I didn't know what it was like. I had no idea this movie was gonna have spiders in it and spider like symbolism and like all this visuals and shit like that, dude. Fucking creep me out. I feel like one of which is right at the opening scene where that spider's like on that fucking like in that like I don't know, some fucking strip show or some shit. You see how fucking that spider get crushed. It was super weird. And just that other scene where the girl's head is like replaced by a spider face, super fucking disturbing. You have like the spider crawling over the city. Then he obviously, spoiler alert for fucking Enemy, but the last shot of this movie where you see that big ass spider in the fucking room completely scared the shit out of me, guys. I'm telling you right now, I didn't even look. I literally covered my fucking face, dude. It was, and I just knew it. I felt like somebody was gonna fucking pop out, dude. It literally was freaking me the fuck out, right? Holy shit, I'm cussing a lot, my bad. But Jake Gyllenhaal, you know, obviously, if you look into this movie, there's so much symbolism and so many fucking deep meanings behind it. Like, it was insane, you know, like, and you kind of realize, like, as you watch the movie, like, this guy's like super psychotic. I feel just the whole movie is just so weird. It's like the way that shot, and it's like I really feel like it was so well done, man. Even though I hated this, I cannot stand spiders. I feel like for the most part, I know that sounds stupid. I know for the most part though, like Jake Gyllenhaal was so great in this fucking movie. The two versions of himself that he plays, it's so different and it's so like great at the same time. You know, he really is such a great actor. He's one of my favorite actors. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to see this movie. But I feel like one of my favorite scenes in this movie, honestly, is a scene where like he's like just outside talking to his girl or like the other girlfriend of his, and like he's just like sitting there, like just talking to her normal, right? Like he's like kind of taking a break from his class, whatever. And then he kind of goes back in, and just like the way that the girlfriend kind of realized, like, yo, like there's something's going on with this guy, bro. Like, what the fuck was that about? Like, and it kind of went. I wasn't until after I watched it where I realized, like, damn, like it wasn't two people. It was like the same version of himself, you know. And it's like, and just like the ending kind of symbolizes like his fear of like just commitment, you know. It's so much symbolism that I don't understand it fully yet. But Enemy, man, I'm gonna give Enemy like an 80%. I really feel like, you know, the spider shit was creeping me out, but I'm able to put that aside overall. I thought that this movie was really well done, man. Just a super deep fucking movie, bro. Just honestly, like, it is fucking awesome. I recommend, if you have not seen this movie, 2014's Enemy, man, like, really check it out, guys. I really feel like it's fucking peak. Now, I know I said on previous videos I was gonna rewatch all these Marvel movies for the first time, and this month I watched Iron Man, and I hadn't seen Iron Man in a minute, but just the original Iron Man, bro, it is so awesome, man. It's one of the best fucking movies I've ever seen. One of the best superhero movies, just period, man. Like, I feel like, again, there's not a lot I could say that's already been said about this movie, so I'm gonna just try to just break it down how I feel about it. Obviously, you know, Jon Favreau is a fucking great director. He's done so much peak shit. He really understands how to direct movies like this, and I feel like just the way that he directs, it's very different from everybody else. The way he structures his stories and all that, it's fucking brilliant, you know. I feel like there's so many great moments from this movie, so many memorable lines. I feel like what truly, at the end of the day though, what truly makes this movie special is Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. You know, I really believe that like he was meant for this role, and just knowing that like how much his role like kind of helped boost his career to superstardom, I feel like you see in the performance, you know, like he really is like giving it his all, and I feel like that's what I love about it, man. I just feel like there's so many great moments, man. One of my favorite scenes from this movie is just when he's in the fucking, like, just very early on when he's trapped in that fucking bunker and he's just putting the suit to get out, and it just, I feel like that scene is such a pivotal moment, and this is the whole arc of like Tony Stark's character, man. Like, yeah, that guy that really helps him build the fucking suit, and that guy's really responsible for like changing like Tony Stark's mindset, you know, changing his, because before, like early on, we kind of see him as like super braggadocious and like cocky, and just he's really just in over his head. And he kind of, once he realizes like his weapons are being used for like terrorist shit and all that, like he kind of gains like a different perspective on life. You definitely see that change, and by the end of the movie, man, he's fully Iron Man, and it's fucking awesome to see, bro. And just another funny line from this movie that I just always remember, man. Like, there's one line that I always will fucking remember from this fucking movie. When Jeff Bridges is yelling at the other fucking scientists, like, Tony Stark's built this in a cave with a bunch of scraps. That is absolute cinema, bro. Iron Man, 84%. If you somehow have not seen Iron Man, bro, like, what the fuck, dude? Nah, I'm just joking, but check it out, bro. Like, Marvel, this is back when Marvel was fucking good, bro. Like, Marvel had a plan back then. You could tell, like, it was really, like, they had this shit figured out back then. I'm not trying to shut on Marvel now, but, you know, there's a reason why people like the OG movies more, and I understand why, man. It was fucking great. Next up, we have Greenland. Came out in 2020, I believe. Just another, like, end of world kind of movie. I kind of saw this because it kind of just looked interesting. I kind of liked that movie. There's another movie called Contagion. It's kind of like, not similar, but it's kind of, you know, like end of world kind of a scenario type shit. But for Greenland, dude, just straight off the rip, bro, I really feel like Greenland was a fun movie, man. I feel like it was a different perspective on like the end of the world movie, you know. I feel like it was more character driven, and I feel like that's definitely something that was interesting I liked about it. Definitely kind of like felt the emotion more. I feel like there's a lot of end of world movies where kind of like the whole kind of disaster is like the main point of the movie. It's like the character in a sense, you know. And like the other people kind of like it's happy to just like you don't really feel anything about those characters. But I feel like in this movie they really makes you focus on the three main characters, and that's what I liked about it, man. I feel like it was really just like a really like different type of movie. Gerald Butler, you know, he was fucking great, man, in this movie. He is like front and center, and I feel like he really does a great job just playing that dad. And he's already has a lot of his own demons himself. Really kind of like realize that, like, you know, he's kind of like going through. He's trying to like, I don't know what he's going through in the movie early on. Like he's having issues with his wife or whatever, right? And once all this shit goes down, you kind of see how like, just like how kind of small like our problems seem like when the world's about to end. You know, you kind of see how like he starts to realize like his family's everything. You know, what he's willing to do to save his family. Just there's a scene where he's killing the fucking guy, dude. It's like really intense. You kind of see how like it really affects him deeply. And just there's also that scene where like the fucking kid like gets kidnapped, dude, and they try to like steal the bracelets to go to the fucking plane, dude. Like that was like that fucking freaked me out, bro. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, yo, like this movie is kind of intense, man. Like, not gonna lie, like we're talking about like it was a fun movie, man. Shout out to King Batch, bro. King Batch is in this for a little bit. If y'all grew up on the Vine days, bro, I was not expecting to see him. He has a little part in this movie. I thought it was pretty cool just seeing him. But I mean, I don't really have a lot to say about Greenland. I'm gonna give Greenland like a 72%. You know, fun little end of world movie. Well directed, you know. This one actually wasn't like the budget was like crazy for. I thought it was way more, but I feel like it's more character driven, and I feel like that's what I liked about it. You know, I haven't seen New Greenland yet. I mean, we'll see how that one is. I know it came out earlier this year, I think, but just the first Greenland, fun little movie, man. Next up, I have Dope. Now, this came out in 2015. I had seen it like a long time ago. I was in high school, so like I don't even remember. I was basically seeing it for the first time, and this was like a fun movie, man. I feel like, you know, for the most part, like I feel like it still holds up. It was just really memorable. A lot of memorable characters. I know Shameik Moore gets like a lot of shit. You know, he's getting trolled, especially around like last year. He's getting so much hate, but I feel like you know what? I know he's done some. I know he's trying to like hit up like fucking what's her fucking name? He was trying to poke Gwen in real life. It was just so funny. I feel like the memes of like just clowning on him, it was really bad. Like Haley Steinfeld, bro, like that whole situation was crazy, right? But I feel like just this is one of his earlier performances, but I feel like he's so just funny in this movie, bro. His character Malcolm is like super like just nerdy, and you can just tell he's kind of geeky, but like he kind of has his own goals, right? And throughout the whole movie, kind of like they get caught up in this whole drug thing. And I feel like it's just like a funny movie, man. Zoe Kravitz also in it. She was great, you know. A$AP Rocky. Just a lot of just like fun, memorable moments. Like I said, I feel like for comedy movies for the most part, I view them under a different lens. I don't judge them the same that I would judge like a fucking like an Oppenheimer, right? Like obviously there's films that are just like on another level. This movie knows what it's trying to be, and it has a great fucking soundtrack. I mean, a lot of the friend group in this movie, they're super obsessed with like the 90s, and they use a lot of like 90s hip hop in this movie. And I thought it was just really well utilized, and just like the way that Malcolm even dresses, you know, it's kind of just real old. He's got the flat top and shit, like just like a fun movie, man. I feel like I like watching movies like this. Like not every movie I have to watch has to be fucking super deep and have all these symbolism and shit like that. Like just we can put on a fun movie like Dope, bro. And I just feel like you gotta see Malcolm's character grow out this whole like arc and shit with his friends. There's just so many funny quotes, and there's a lot of scenes in this movie that made me fucking laugh, man. I feel like the comedy in this movie is really great, and I'm gonna give Dope like an 83%. I really thought it was well directed, it was well made, and just like a fun movie, man. I feel like just overall, I feel like it sends like a good message, I guess, just I feel like it had like a good feel ending, I feel like, and just overall, I feel like they did a good job with this one, man. One of the scenes that made me laugh the most in this movie was a scene where like like the drug dude who like meets up with like, because it's kind of a point in the movie where like Malcolm's character splits up with the group, and the group goes to try to eat at this restaurant, and I see this drug guy approach one of these dudes. It kind of like this argument shit, and they end up having like some shootout. It was just super funny, dude. Like there's so many like funny moments in this movie, but yeah, that shit was dope, bro. Alright, so these next 4 movies, I'm gonna try to talk about all of them at once. I'm gonna do a separate video on Scream 7, but I was leading up to Scream 7, I watched Scream 4, 5, and 6. And just to kind of like talk about all of them for a little bit, Scream 4 was fucking great, man. I hadn't seen that movie in so long. I basically watched it for the first time. I hadn't seen it since like 2021, I think. Scream 4, bro, was so fucking good, man. Like, I really was so invested to it. The opening, this is one of my favorite openings to any Scream movie ever. Like, it was so well done. It was so it just kind of had me like, what the fuck, dude? It was really tripping me out. And I feel like Sydney in this movie, she's kind of like an author now, and you kind of see like she's trying to like move on, but like she always gets somehow caught up back in this Ghostface shit. And I'm gonna have a separate video about Scream, especially after Scream 7 came out, but just overall, like, quick thoughts about Scream 4. It was just a fun movie, man. I feel like it was, for the last movie that Wes Craven directed in this franchise, I feel like he did such a great job, and he really like, he could tell like he really understood this franchise, and you really see it in like the way that it's directed. And one of the only complaints of this movie is just the way that it kind of looks. I feel like it didn't really age well. Just I don't know what kind of like filter these on or whatever. It just kind of looks different from all the other movies, but other than that, I feel like the Killers movies were so fucking good, dude. They will really like catch you by surprise. Like, I was not expecting that shit, It was so well done. The third act is fucking great, and this is one of the I don't really hear people talking about this a lot. Scream 4 is like a top 3 Scream, bro. Like, it was fucking so well done, man. Fucking peak, right? And we move on to Scream 5. Scream 5 was one I really enjoyed, man. I hadn't seen it in a minute, maybe like in 2 years. So seeing it again, knowing who the killers were, I feel like it was still such like a fun movie, man. I feel like for the most part, the directors, they played it so well. They did it so right. This movie has nostalgia, but it's not over the top like Scream 7 was, but it also just does like a great job of like introducing like new characters, and also kind of bringing back the legacy characters at the same time. I feel like Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, man, like they really are like the heart and soul of like Scream 5 and Part 6 also. Like I really just, and I know like there's some Scream fans that don't like Scream 5 and 6, but in my opinion, I like all the originals also. I really feel like it's like a fresh breath in this fucking franchise, man. Like these 2 characters are like the heart and soul of these 5 and 6, and I feel like their whole dynamic, like the whole sister storyline, all that, it's super great. And just to see fucking like Melissa Barrera's character like go through this whole arc that her dad's like fucking Billy Loomis and shit, and just having to deal with that, definitely a little weird, it's definitely not something like, oh wow, like she's Billy Loomis's daughter, like, but I feel like I feel like they did a good job with this movie, bro. Scream 5, I see gets a lot of love, but also gets a lot of hate. I don't understand the hate, honestly. I really think it's so well done, and I think this is one of the better Scream movies in my opinion, Super just well made. I feel like they were really trying to honor Wes Craven with this one. I feel like they did such a great job. I feel like Wes would have truly been proud of this one. I think I have to give my ratings for this one. Scream 4, I'm gonna give Scream 4 like an 87%. It was really great. It was awesome. The Killers, literally probably like might have been like the most shocking reveal in all of them for me, in my opinion. Because there's some Scream movies where like the Scream movie is good and like the killer sucks, or there's somewhere like the movie sucks and the killer, like, I don't know, you know what I mean, right? It's kind of like weird, but I feel like overall there hasn't been a bad Scream movie up to this point. But then I saw Scream 7, but yeah, Scream 5, I'm gonna give Scream 5 the same, like 87%. Like, it was a great fucking movie, man. And Scream 6 as well, I'm gonna give Scream 6 like 87%, the same thing as 5. I thought that Scream 6 did a really good job as well. Just the whole New York setting, like they were able to do a lot more with the Ghostface and they weren't able to. The gas station scene was super fucking amazing. I thought it was really well made. The Killers in this movie kind of sucked, but I feel like just the overall, it kind of just flowed better in my opinion. Like, I feel like just the opening scene kind of sucked. I feel like just like this is one of those weird Scream movies where like the opening scene sucked, the killers suck, but I feel like just the movie itself, I feel like it was just like a fun movie, man. The core four, I really feel like is so great, and it's sad that like they couldn't get Melissa and Jenna Ortega to come back. I really feel like that's a damn shame. I feel like there was something they could have done more, but Scream 6 for what it is, I feel like it is a fun movie. Like I said, just them being in New York to do more stuff. The subway sequence is great. The whole attack scene with Gale Weathers, I thought that was also pretty cool how they did it. The fact that they kept her alive, that was wild. I didn't have the balls to kill her off, but you know, is what it is. I feel like overall though, like Scream 6 definitely surprised me. I was kind of thinking that it wasn't gonna be as good as 5, but I really had fun with it, man. Just because I was kind of going to spectacle, I didn't know like if Sidney Prescott was really gonna like this was gonna be, that was the first movie without Sidney Prescott, and I was kind of like nervous about that going into it, but I feel like it did such a good job of like just building on what they built from like with Melissa Burr's character and Jenna Ortega's character. Like they really like they built on the dynamic even more, and it was just like it was emotional. There's some moments where like I felt like the weight of the moment, you know. It was super just great, man. Like Scream 5 and 6 and even Scream 4, bro, they're all great. And then we have Scream 7, man. Fuck, I'm gonna do a separate review on this. All I'm gonna say is Scream 7 truly disappointed me. I'm honestly just, I was mad after I saw it. It got me in a bad mood. Loki ruined my fucking night, guys. Okay, like Scream 7 genuinely made me upset. Just like I said, just a quick summary of it. I don't want to spoil it, you know, in this video, but you know, if you liked part 5 and part 6 a lot, like I did, you're not gonna like this movie. But I've been seeing shit online where the people that don't like 5 and 6 are liking Scream 7. So I don't know. This movie is super divisive. I think it's gonna be one of the most divisive. It's definitely the most divisive movie in the franchise. I'm seeing people saying they're loving it. It's already, as I'm speaking, it's like breaking box office records for the franchise. So they're gonna do a part 8. But I don't know, man. Scream 7 just, like I said, I'm gonna do a video on it coming out soon. But just I don't understand this movie, bro. I really think they completely missed the fucking mark, and it is a damn shame because I went to this movie really hyped up. I avoided all the fucking trailers. I like went into it not knowing anything, and I left so fucking bummed out. Only things I would say that was good about it, I think it was definitely the most brutal we have ever seen Ghostface. You know, he was super like just intense in this movie, and I feel like you definitely saw that. And a lot of the kills in this movie are super just out there, though. Like, it was really, you know, it was really violent for a Scream movie, which is kind of saying a lot, but yeah, man, Scream 7, dude. Scream 7, 70%, you know. And keep in mind, all the Scream movies before this one, I've given like an 84% or higher, you know. So this is the lowest Scream rated, but I still give it a heart in Letterboxd because I still love Ghostface and Scream. But like I said, I think I went in expecting like way too much or expecting like peak. I know Kevin Williamson was directing this time. Didn't do horrible, but man, it's just something about this movie, dude. Like, it bothered me, man. I was so disappointed. And finally, the last movie I watched in February was Twilight. This is after I watched Scream 7. I was like, you know what, like, dude, like, let's just watch another movie. I'm not gonna end off the day with watching some fucking movie, this movie, right? So I turned on Twilight. Twilight's a movie that I've obviously heard about. I remember like seeing the poster and shit, like as a little kid. Like, I was super small though. Like 2008, I was probably like 5 years old, 6 years old, whatever, right? I was small, but I kind of like vivid memories of like being a little kid and like seeing Twilight everywhere at that time. But I feel like this movie, man, for the first Twilight, I'm planning on watching the whole franchise, but just for the first one, initial thoughts, it was a fun movie. I love the aesthetic of this movie, that whole kind of like dark, like fucking, it takes place in Seattle, so it looks super dark. Just the filter they use in the movie, I thought it was super great. And there's always, I feel like Robert Pattinson, you know, gets a lot of hate for this film and just his role, but I feel like overall, like, it was not a bad movie, man. It's definitely not as bad as like a lot of the fucking casual people say, oh, like Twilight's fucking weird or it's mid. Like, nah, I feel like it was just like a fun little movie, man. Definitely has like that sci-fi fantasy like aspect to it. The whole lore between like the vampires and just all that. That was pretty interesting. I definitely feel like it's gonna build upon it on other movies as I watch other franchises. I feel like I'll understand like the whole like franchise after I watch everything. But just yeah, man, Bella Swan, her character, she's the main character of this movie. I thought she was pretty compelling. Just having her whole kind of her being the new girl and all that. She ends up like fucking just connecting with Edward, even though Edward's like a fucking weirdo in this movie. He doesn't talk to anybody. Like, but then all of a sudden he starts talking to her and like, but she's not a vampire. And he kind of like, he's dating a girl that's not a vampire. You kind of see how like the family's perception of like Bella is, kind of like how he feels about it. He's super, towards the end of the movie, like he really is like obsessed with Bella, bro. Like, and I thought it was like interesting just seeing like their whole like vampires lore and shit, kind of how the way he describes like how he is and all that, and how kind of other vampires are. And I feel like it was just a fun movie, man. Kristen Stewart, you know, she was great as Bella Swan, and Ashley Green, bro, as Alice, man. Alice is so fucking hot in this movie, dude. Like her whole aesthetic and shit. When I was here on screen, I was like, oh my god, dude. Like she looks awesome, dude. Like I really like, even though she's like a side character in this movie, like her whole aesthetic was fucking amazing, dude. Like, but Twilight, I feel like overall this movie is super nostalgic. I feel like a lot of like people like really like this movie, man, and I totally get it. You know, maybe I'm not like the biggest Twilight guy, but I respect it for what it is. I'm gonna give Twilight 73%. Just watching this, I feel like I'm being transported back to 2008. You know, even though I was little at the time, I feel like it's super nostalgic, and I understand like it's such like one of those, like, it's such like a fan favorite movie. Even though like critically, it's not really does that well, but I feel like just for a lot of fans of this franchise, they have this movie really high up in their rankings of like favorite movies. So I respect it for that. But yeah, other than that, guys, it's a pretty long video, man. It's one of the longest videos I've ever done. But that is everything I watched in the month of February. February, man, I cooked this month. I feel like I watched a lot of different shit. I'm not disappointed, man. You know, overall, like it was a great month. Some movies hit, some movies didn't, but overall, like I generally had a great time watching all these in some way. You know, like I said, like this channel isn't meant to like shit on like fucking directors or like shit on movies. Like I'm not trying to bring that negative energy, but like at the end of the day, like we all are entitled to our own opinion, right? Like we all should be able to talk about these in the way that we feel. Just because I don't like a movie, just because I don't get it, doesn't mean that I'm just outright like just shitting on people or shitting on the director or shitting on the actors. Like it's not the case, you know. I'm just judging it basically off of like just because I love movies and I'm judging it based off like that. Like just my love for movies, I'm judging it based like how I see it, you know. And maybe you see it differently. I don't know. That's the beauty of art, I guess. Movies, you know, we all have our own interpretation of it. But other than that, guys, if you made it this far, like and subscribe. New videos weekly, man. I do monthly recaps of everything I watch. I do other movie reviews, and yeah, if you're somebody that just likes movies and like likes hearing somebody talk shit about them, I guess, you know, maybe subscribe, you know. But other than that, y'all, we have an amazing day or night, whatever time it is for y'all, and yeah, peace.